Hey everyone, it's Riddle Hagaraja Raven. I'm here with my recap and review of Digimon Ghost Game, the anime season number 1, episode number 13, which is titled Executioner. And yeah, this episode ended up being quite dark in a different way. It wasn't necessarily horror centric, but it was still dark, very dark in my opinion. And it had some very interesting moments and also emotional moments, even though there was a bit of humor in it. So the episode opens up with a Digimon being executed, and this particular Digimon who is doing all of these killings, that particular Digimon is able to kill other Digimon in a single attack by throwing a knife right in the forehead. And yeah, it's quite dangerous. The Digimon that's doing this, we get to see its entire form, as well as get to know the name later on in the episode. So because of all of these random Digimon dying, our heroes end up meeting Pokemon at the library. Clockmon is there as well, and this is where Clockmon is like, "Hey, a whole lot of Digimon are dying, and these deaths are quite mysterious. And we don't necessarily know who's doing this. However, we do know that they do know that it's basically another Digimon doing it. So all of them watch a recording, and in the recording we have Salamandramon being executed as well with the knife right in the forehead, and it's bad. It's very bad. And this is where everyone is watching, and this is where Angoramon is like, hey, there's this audio in the footage, can you focus on that? And everyone listens to the audio, and it says if a Digimon is breathing. And this is where Bokumon is like, hey, there's this legend of an urban legend about how there's this Digimon who likes killing other Digimon, and before you die or before you're executed, you get to hear that particular Digimon breathing. And yeah, Kiyoshiro is very worried as well. He's like, you know what? Even though I know that you want us to band together in order to track this Digimon down, uh, I'll pass. And Jellymon is like, hey, darling, you have to stay here. You have to protect me. So yeah, everyone is like, you know what? We don't necessarily know who this Digimon is, but it is a Digimon, and we have to track it down. And even Clockmon is like, well, you guys might be next, so be careful. And this is also where Pokemon ends up calling the Digimon by its German name, or its actions, like it is executing everyone. So this is where, yeah, Pokemon is like, Pokemon actually speaks the word executioner, my bad, executioner in German. And Kiyoshiro, because because of his intellect, he is able to pick it up. He's like, yep, that's the German word. And yeah, he is worried. Yeah, again, comedy. There was comedy, even though the particular episodes was very dark. So Hiro and Kiyoshiro are in the room. Gamamon is chewing on Kiyoshiro's computer, and they are trying to figure out what to do about the executioner. And Hiro is like, "Hey, we have to track that executioner down. However, Kiyoshiro, you should be worried too, because Jellymon has a habit of going out on her own, and that makes her vulnerable." And Kiyoshiro is like, "You know what, Hiro? You are right. Jellymon is at risk." And over at Ruli's place, she is shopping online for these SWAT shields, and Angoramon is looking at her. And yeah, Ruli just wants to help. She just wants to keep her group protected. So it's the next day, and everyone is at the library, and they are going over data of all of the Digimon that the executioner has killed. And they have figured out that because of the number that the executioner keeps on muttering, it's I think the executioner is basically on what, 995 kills now. They are like, you know what, this Digimon has killed 995 other Digimon. And yeah, this executioner is dangerous. However, Kiyoshiro is unable to detect a pattern, because Kiyoshiro is like, you know what, all of these killings seem to be random. There's no pattern involved, because if you guys remember, in the episode with the Chromon, there was a pattern that Kiyoshiro was able to determine. But yeah, in this one, no patrons, so they don't necessarily have any leads. And then we cut to Jellymon because Kyoshiro is worried about Jellymon, and Hiro gets an idea to basically use Jellymon as bait to bring out the executioner. And I'm like, that was risky. That was very, very risky. So we cut to Jellymon, and she's just floating around and she's meeting other Digimon. She likes doing them favors and bringing them stuff to cause havoc, I guess. So Digimon tells her that, you know what, she wants to wear a kimono because it's very pretty. She sees humans wearing it, so she wants to try it out. And Jellymon is like, yeah, I can get that for you. And while that's happening, two other Digimon end up getting killed by the executioner, and Jellymon doesn't necessarily notice it. She literally floats past the bench where those two Digimon ended up being killed. So Jellymon ends up finding a kimono in the shop, and yeah, it's expensive. But Jellymon is like, you know what? I'm just going to put the expense on Darling's credit card, and I'll also try it out because in this business you have to try out the merch before you sell it forward. And yeah, the executioner is tracking Jellymon down, and you can actually see its red beam over here, the target dot. And I was like, oh, Jellymon, you are in trouble, you are in trouble. But basically, because Jellymon is able to phase through stuff, other Digimon are able to do that as well. But yeah, Jellymon, because she ends up phasing through the glass to get to the kimono, that's what allows her to still be alive and not get hit by the knife that's thrown at her. And Agoramon comes in, and Agoramon ends up picking up Jellymon and running. And Kiyoshiro arrives as well. Everyone is there. So basically, again, yeah, they were using Jellymon as bait, and Jellymon doesn't appreciate that. She's like, really? You guys use me as bait? And Kiyoshiro is like, hey, it wasn't my idea. It was Hiro's idea. So if you can see the knife over here, so our heroes and their Digimon are still being attacked, and they're trying to, yeah, they're like, you know what, we have to split up, we have to confuse the Digimon, and we also need to figure out where all of these knives are coming from, because the opponent that they're after, it's very stealthy, it's very, very fast. And this is where Goramon is able to determine that the person that we're actually fighting, or the Digimon that we're actually fighting, it's a Seals Dramon. It's basically a Digimon assassin. However, these Digimon assassins only act out on particular orders, and Bokumon is very confused about what kind of order did Seals Dramon get in order to be attacking other Digimon in the human world like this. Who gave Seals Dramon the orders? And while that's happening, Gamamon and Hiro are running, and Gamamon is the next target. And yeah, everyone notices the red dot on Gamamon's forehead, and I'm like, Gamamon, you better dodge. But yeah, Gamamon is basically a baby Digimon at this point. So Hiro is running towards Gamamon, Bokumon is running towards Gamamon, and the knife is coming towards Gamamon, if you guys can see the knife over here. And yeah, very, very emotional scene, because it turns out that Bokumon was able to reach Gamamon in time and gets hit by the knife instead. And yeah, Pokemon is dead. Now I do know that whenever Digimon basically die, they end up getting reborn. They end up turning into Digitamas or Digi Eggs. However, the new Digimon that's created in the rebirth cycle, it's not necessarily the same Digimon that you guys previously knew. But yeah, Gamamon doesn't understand that, and basically Bokumon dying in front of Gamamon, it takes an emotional toll. And Hiro runs towards Gamamon. We get a scene where the circle is being filled because of Hiro's and Gamamon's emotions. However, the circle, just before it's about to get filled, it reverses back to zero, and Gamamon ends up tapping into its dark side. Now, the Gamamon development that we got in this episode, it was very unexpected. I wasn't expecting all of to see all of that in this particular episode, but we got it, and it was very, very fun. I enjoyed it a lot. And we have seen in the previous episodes that there's this particular type of, I'm saying particular way too much, there's the specific kind of darkness inside of Gamamon, and I like seeing that darkness come out in this episode. So Gamamon ends up going into a dark mode, and Gamamon digivolves into Golus Gamamon, which is basically a dark Gamamon, and I really like the character design. It's black, it's pink with red talons. And yeah, Hiro is confused about what the heck just happened. Everyone is confused because Hiro is very confused about the fact that whether or not the Digimon in front of him is Gamamon. And yeah, Glu's Gamamon is like, yeah, it's still me, Hiro. Don't you recognize me? And because Glu's Gamamon is angry at Sealsdramon, it ends up picking up Sealsdramon by the neck. Yeah, Glu's Gamamon is very strong, very strong. And Glu's Gamamon is like, okay, Sealsdramon, spit it out. Who gave you the orders to come to the human world to kill all of these Digimon? You ended up killing like what, 1,000 Digimon? So who gave you the orders? And this is where the episode turned quite dark. It turns out that Sealsdramon hasn't been acting on any orders. It ended up getting obsessed by the numbers. And yeah, Sealsdramon was like, you know what, the numbers is all that matters. I just wanted to continue ranking up a body count. I just wanted to continue increasing the number of Digimon that I killed, so I couldn't stop. And that's why I ended up killing 1,000 Digimon, and I'm just going to keep on going. And I was like, wow, that's that type of addiction to numbers and killing other Digimon just for the sake of it as sport, quite dark. And Galus Gabamon is like, "Hey, Hero, did you listen to what Sealsdramon just said? Because earlier on in the episode, we saw that Hero was very interested in negotiating with Sealsdramon or the Executioner, and now you realize, and yeah, this is where Hero realizes that talking to Sealsdramon isn't going to cut it because Sealsdramon ended up willingly killing 1,000 Digimon." So this is where, because of Hero's connection with Glus Gamamon, an attack is being streamed towards Hero for him to call out the attack, but he stops himself because yeah, Hero is fighting against the darkness. Because it turns out that, as far as I can understand, that the darkness inside Galus Gamamon is also affecting Hero because of their connection. And Hero's like, I'm not going to let that mess up my mind. And Galus Gamamon is like, okay, have it your way. You're useless. And Galus Gamamon ends up executing the Executioner by itself. I think the attack name is like what? Back dead stringer or sting or something. It's basically Glus Gumamon piercing another Digimon's skull with its tail, and yeah, Sealsdramon is dead. Sealsdramon is dead, and everyone is just looking at what the heck Glus Gamamon did in horror. And even Ruli is like, "Hey, Hero, that's not Gamamon. That's not Gamamon." And Glus Gamamon is like, that it's me, and we have spent a whole lot of time already together already. So you know how I feel, Hero, don't you?" And this is where Glus Gamamon is like, "You know what? I'm bored. I need to get out of here." So it ends. So Glus Gamamon ends up using an attack to, and I think according to Pokemon, if I remember correctly, the attack that Galus Gamamon uses, it causes a rift in space. So maybe Galus Gamamon is able to open up portals to the digital world. Maybe that particular power can do that. We don't know. I'm not really sure what just happened, but it does look like that the rift in space is basically opening a portal to the Digimon world. But yeah, Hero and the rest are like, you know what? We can't let such a dangerous Digimon to just fly off and hurt other Digimon. We have to stop it. And this is where Kiyoshiro and Ruli like, we'll help you. And Jellymon ends up digivolving into Tesla Jellymon, and Angoramon is like, I'll help you. And I'm like, Angoramon, it's episode number 13. You need to digivolve already. So Angoramon and Tesla Jellymon try and attack Galus Gamamon, and Tesla Jellymon ends up getting a new attack. And yeah, it doesn't do anything against Galus Gamamon, and Galus Gamamon just hits Tesla Jellymon, and she falls to the ground, and she's injured. She's very injured. And Galus Gamamon is like, hey, just because we spend time together, it doesn't mean that we're friends, and you know what? I'll just put you all out of your misery. And Galus Gamamon ends up summoning this energy ball, and it's about to attack Hiro and the rest. And yeah, Hero's like, I won't let you, Galus Gamamon. And Hero ends up running in front of his friends, and Galus Gamamon is coming towards Hero and the rest with this energy ball. And as it's making its way towards Hero, this is where Galus Gamamon remembers how Hero was ready to sacrifice himself in order to save Gamamon from the Executioner's knife, and that triggers a memory. And yeah, the energy ball dissipates, Galus Gamamon falls on the ground, and digivolves into Gamamon. And yeah, it's all over. It's all over. And Gamamon remembers Bokumon dying, and Gamamon is still crying about over Bokumon's death. And this is where Goramon is like, hey, whenever a Digimon dies, the Digimon's data turns into Digitama, a Digi Egg, and Pokemon will be reborn. And this is where we get to see the dark Tailmon picking up I think it's yeah, I'm not really sure if it's picking up Pokemon's egg, or maybe it's picking up the eggs of all of the Digimon that died by that were killed by the executioner. And yeah, but who knows, I'm not really sure. But yeah, an egg is picked up and the dark Tailmon takes it away. And we also get a scene where we get a dark uh, Agumon. Yeah, Agumon. I'm not really sure if it's a dark Agumon or if it's supposed to be a Commandramon. I'm not sure because a Commandramon is supposed to digivolve into a Sealsdramon. But yeah, it could be a dark Agumon or a Commandramon. But then again, don't Commandramons hold weapons? I'm not really sure. So yeah, everyone is trying to address their emotions over Bakumon's death, and this is where Bakumon is like, "Hey, don't worry about don't be too sad about Bakumon dying. Even though Bakumon won't remember us, or it will be a new version of Bakumon, at least be happy that Bakumon will be reborn." And this is where Bakumon Bakuman. I get confused. But yeah, this is where Bokumon ends up telling the kids that, you know what, the professor had a had high hopes for you all, and according to the professor, you guys could end up being a bridge between Digimon and humans, and you could be very special. And yeah, Hero's like, maybe, just maybe we might be special. Who knows? We could be the bridge between the Digimon world and the human world. And this is where the episode ends. And yeah, it was a very, very interesting episode. We still don't necessarily know what the main theme is, who the main villain is, what the main narrative arc is. We are just getting these, I wouldn't say fillerish episodes, but kind of different side plots. While I'm not really sure what the main plot is supposed to be, like we are 13 episodes in and we still don't know who the main antagonist is or what our heroes are supposed to do, what their hero journey is supposed to be. But yeah, it is what it is. Having said that, I'm still enjoying the Digimon Ghost Game Anime, and yeah, if I end up doing a written review of this particular episode, I'll make sure to leave the link to the review down in the comment section below as soon as the review is published over on the Geekery website. But yeah, let me know what you thought of the episode. I was not expecting to see a dark version of Gamamon and a Digi-evolution called Galus Gamamon. And I really like the fact that Galus Gamamon it doesn't has it in him to listen to Hiro, and it's okay. And Galus Gamamon is okay with fighting Tesla Jellymon and basically Gamamon's friends. And I'm also looking forward to seeing if the darkness inside Gamamon ends up affecting Hiro as well, and Hiro could succumb to the darkness. Who knows? Maybe in order to save his father. Let's see what happens. But yeah, let me know what you thought of the episode down in the comment section below. And until next time, stay happy, stay safe, stay blessed. See you guys later.